Welcome to the show, folks. If you don't know me, my name is Mike Asherbrenner, professionally known as the Redneck Connector and proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And you are tuning in to Mike King Biz Radio on ESPN RVA 106.1 FM. Folks, I'm excited. But what else is new? But every Tuesday is exciting, right? So today we're going to step into a different kind of business conversation, one where art, commerce, and conservation actually work together. So my guest today, Eco Sam, Samantha Bergdahl, a Canadian photographer. She's based in Belize and creator of Prints with Purpose. She's built a model where fine art photography doesn't just hang on the wall; it helps protect the land itself. Pretty interesting. So Sam donates 50% of the profits toward buying land that will keep it wild. It's not charity, that's design, and that's why she's here. So we're going to be talking about courage, ecosystems, circular thinking, and what it looks like to build a business that protects what you love. So let's dive into it, start the intro, and let's get the party started, folks. Glad you tuned in.
Looks like your business might be in a bit of a pickle. Don't you worry about a thing. You ain't alone in this. You're just a success story waiting to happen. Trust me on that. Every bump in the road is just an opportunity wearing a clever disguise. Welcome to the Hounds of Business community, where we don't just sit around twiddling our thumbs. Nope. We turn those obstacles into mighty fine stepping stones. This here's a place where high-level entrepreneurs and sharp professionals gather to grow their businesses and mindsets, kind of like how a good old gumbo needs the right ingredients to be something special. Ideas thrive here, and collaborations, well, they're as natural as sweet tea on a hot day. Success, it's a journey, and we're fixing to walk that road right beside you. Now, don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn for all the latest tips and insights. We're talking about the kind of wisdom that'll keep you ahead of the game. And while you're at it, head on over to our YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a treasure trove of videos, from expert interviews to webinars, everything you need to stay sharp in this fast-moving world of business. The Hounds of Business community? Well, we ain't just a network, we're a movement. So why not come on and be part of something bigger? Join us today and let's turn your business journey into a real Southern success story. Together, we'll achieve greatness, just like crawfish and singing on a Friday night.
All right, folks, well, let's bring her up. The one and only Eco Sam Bergdahl. Samantha, welcome to the show. It's my soundboard. There.
Yay!
Hey.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike, and hello, everybody.
Yeah, so excited. So we met, oh gosh, was it 4 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I was all passion and no clue, had a crazier, worse hat, and didn't have a clue what I was doing. So I met you, and, you had a positive impact. You were also trying to figure things out. And, we were just kind of going, okay, it was right after COVID. We're all confused, right? So here we are, full circle, and I'm so excited. Now we got radios, the house is bumping, right? Everything's moving, and you have really honed in on your purpose, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So folks who don't know you out there, Radio Land, folks in the live stream, thank you for joining us. So for those meeting you for the first time, who are you today, right? Because I've seen your evolution over the last few years and had the privilege of that. And what are you building through Prints with Purpose? Just kind of give us the backdrop.
Yeah, today I am finally the person I've always wanted to be, someone who is acting on my biggest goals, which is working in sustainability, environment protection, and also a nature photographer. So back when we first met, I was doing LinkedIn training and dreaming about being a nature photographer. So it is really cool to see it come full circle.
Absolutely. And Russ Hedge is here. Russ, good to see you, my man.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nudge to Russ, man. He's got a great market and radios and all kind of good stuff. And April's joined us. See, you got a fan club. Yeah.
I love these people. This is the best fan club.
Well, see, they love you. And that's because they got to know who you were. And then they had more interest in what you do. And you leave from heart. And we're going to get into it because you're not just sitting here going, I want donations. You have a business that helps self-fund these efforts. So you put your money where your mouth is. That's our style. So let's ask a little bit, because I want people to go back a little bit. When did photography shift from being something creative to something protective? Like, where did you get the correlation? You were all excited about photography, but how did you bridge that to the conservation efforts and the things that are important? Walk us through a little bit.
Yeah, well, photography is something I've always wanted to do, but I didn't feel like I could do for a long time. And as I started to step in and explore, I wanted there to be a bigger purpose. I didn't know what it was. I kept trying to put a website together, and I felt like my prints needed a bigger purpose. It was just there was just a piece of me, but it didn't have that idea quite yet. And then coming to Belize, I really focused everything on just starting to take images of the nature around me. And it was during this time that I was watching thousands of acres of jungle outside of my home here be cut down, slashed, and burned for farming plantations or for new developments. And it was a conversation with a friend where I was complaining about how sad it makes me to see this much jungle be cut down, where he said, why don't you just buy land to protect it? And I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. But I don't have the money to do that. So what do I do? And that is where the idea, wow, okay, I finally found the purpose for my prints. And that is to buy land simply to protect it.
So wait a minute, you didn't have it all figured out. You didn't have a master plan. It just kind of happened, right? Little things, right? You didn't ignore them, right? Like, hey, this thing, this bothers me, right? So it just kind of organically happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting started, but you're already making headways, and that's very impressive. So I want people to know that's a Hounds way. Like everybody in the Hounds I can think of is, life happened. We were comfortable, happy. We're doing our thing, getting a job, blah, 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 winding down. And all of a sudden it's like, I just can't take a blind eye. This is very important to me. And I respect that. And that's especially when somebody goes, I'm going to go through the painstaking, hard work to build the business that can help support it as I gain traction and get support. I mean, what else do you want? So right now, so you're Canadian, even though it's hard to tell sometimes. I'm teasing. All right. And but you're in Belize. So how was living so close to nature? Did that help reshape and kind of, bring you to this realization faster than maybe it would have been or did when you were living in Canada? Was Belize really a deciding factor in helping you find your purpose right now?
Well, I have lived amongst nature in New Zealand, Canada, Northern BC, Alberta, now Belize, throughout all of my 20s and now my 30s.
Everywhere.
So
Like
it's
Johnny
something.
Cash song. Wow.
Yeah, I've been all around and I've always been amongst nature and I've always had this desire to do something more for it. But what happened when I moved to Belize is two things. I couldn't work here in the country. So my photography shifted from trying to take photos of people to actually stepping into what I love the most, which is just standing, in a bush somewhere, waiting for the hummingbird in that exact moment and feeling the world come alive around me. To also, basically what happened is where I live here in Sartaneja, there are many organizations actually already taking steps towards protecting nature. And so I believed when I moved down here, it was for a completely different purpose, but I ended up amongst people who appreciate their land and they are taking actions towards protecting it. So it started to inspire me and make me realize that it's actually really possible to do it here. And it's very possible to take actions towards it. So it's just the combination of the two and where I ended up.
Yeah, that's music to my country ears. I mean, that's why me and Mike King partner, right? Community, being around people, because that thank you for saying that. You got around more people who also care, right? And also were doing things, and you saw an opportunity to elevate that. That's phenomenal. And look, we got April Wyatt here. We got Russ. Apparently Deborah's here, but we always have tech gremlins everywhere. So thank you all. And if I missed you, and I know I missed some people who can't see it, thank you for tuning in. And if you're just tuning in, folks, you can go to eco-sam.com, eco-sam.com, and we'll put it up here. If you want to check it out on YouTube, Hounds of Business, you can see all the screenshots and what we're doing. But we're sitting here with Sam. All right, Sam's on a life journey. I don't even go to the gas station anymore, and you're everywhere, right? But it just goes to show you when you put yourself out there, I love that, and I want to reemphasize, you didn't plan on it. Right? You just kind of followed your heart. You're open to things. You're exploring, you get all the info, you say yes or no. And then it just so happened that being around, Belize, right? So close to nature and nature lovers, it helped amplify. And
Absolutely.
There comes my PBS special, folks. You got to get in with supportive people. It makes all the difference. And that's why we love having you, because you went into the Hounds and you started talking when people asked you, no sales pitch. And then people started supporting you. Some of them I was surprised about. I'm like, what do they care about? But they may not really care. They're not going to go start a conservation effort, but they're more than happy to help you do it because they find it important and they believe in you, right? And so I wanted folks to know sometimes it's who right before what. So switch gears a little bit, because one of the things about you is courage before confidence. That's one of my mantras, and I've seen you do that for years. So you talk about acting through fear. Well, we could go on a whole hour on this one, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what did fear look like when you first launched this model? How was it in the beginning?
I mean, there's still fear to this very day. It's something that I'm consistently working through. I actually do a lot of journaling to help myself through that, to face my fears, ask myself why I really fear some certain things. But from the beginning, fear looked like and sounded more like, you can't do this. Who do you think you are? This is way too big for you. No one's going to like your photography. No one's going to buy your prints. You have no idea. You're not educated enough to do this. It's just basically that little critique monster in the back of the mind trying to stop you from moving forward to your goals.
You have it too? I thought it was just me. Imagine that. Anybody else have
No.
that little monster in your head, the little tapes? You can't do this. You're not fill in the blank 50 million times. So
it's something you have to overcome every day. And truly, journaling has been a huge, huge asset in working through that. I had one thing that I was very afraid to do. I kept thinking about, all of the worst case scenarios of what could happen if I actually reached out to this one group. And I journaled about it and realized that there is actually nothing to fear, because even if the worst case scenario happened and they were like, your idea sucks and you shouldn't do this, well, they saved me time. So, time and effort that I could put towards something else. So at the end of the day, that fear is just completely has no actual base.
Bingo. I'm not going to mess it up with any Mike-isms. Well said. I mean, because, like April said it best. You're a great example of what living with intention looks like. Daggum straight. Yeah. Bravo.
Thanks, April.
Yeah. Well, because it is extremely hard. And on that note, was there a moment where you thought, man, this is just too ambitious? Like 50% of the profits toward land protection, the task is insurmountable, all these paperworks, regulations. Oh my goodness, right? The marketing. What pushed you forward anyway? You touched on a little bit. I think it's worth diving into.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I like this question because my motto has been for a long time, I just want to make money to give it away. Like all I want to do is have a ton of money so I can help people in big ways. And it's actually Sammy Hobbs. She's the one who helped me create my website, my brand, my logo, the name, everything. Like when I started, I had none of this, and she helped me put the vision together. And she was the one who said 50%'s a lot. Like, do you could do 25, you could do so many other numbers other than 50%. Do you really want to give away that much? And I'm like, honestly, I would give away 100% if it didn't cost money to run a business. Like there is the aspect of needing to pay myself something for all of the effort I'm putting into this. But 50% was a good compromise for me, where it's like, okay, I'm giving myself something, but really it's about so much more than the photography. Like there is a dream and a desire inside of me to see my art on the walls of people who admire it. However, the ultimate goal is to save as much land for the animals while it's wild and untouched before it gets developed. So the faster I can do that and the more money I can put towards making that happen, the better.
Absolutely, because it's important. It's not, we got a million different things to juggle every day, but I'd rather support you while you do meaningful work, because I don't have the time to do it. And that's the whole point. You support me in work that you like, but you don't do either. And who is it? Sammy Hobbs?
Sammy Hobbs, SAMIHOBBS. Yeah,
there you go.
Amazing.
You shout out, because that sounds like my Tanya Eberhardt. That's somebody comes along.
Very bottom of my website, you'll see her little link. That's actually how I found her, was at the bottom of somebody's website. And
really,
yeah, it blew my mind. I signed up with her before I even talked to her, because I was like, this is everything I need in a person. Done. And she really showed up and showed out.
Dude, relationships, y'all, I can say it a million times, but that's it. Just the right person comes along, and there you go. And that's it. So in true spirit, I have to give a shout out to another person that pushes up his community and us, and we work together in this. Mike King Biz Radio. Thank you. He's so popular. It's almost March Madness. They put him on the Jumbotron during the ball games, right? This guy, they love him, push up his community, and see, we're going international together. So thank you, Mike King. Our partnership, pushing people up. Folks like Eco Sam, it's what it's all about, brother. So if you want Hey, shameless plug. Go to the Hounds of Business on YouTube, subscribe, check out the video library. You can watch these live, skim through them. We'll put all the links there so you can participate. Go to eco-sam.com. See all the amazing, beautiful prints she put out there. They are remarkable, high class, high dollar, and it goes to a good purpose. And if you're wanting to connect with us, hey, Hounds of Business, no strays out there. We have a massive Women's Month campaign. Panels. We have Zoom celebration on March 26th with America's Supermom company, Lachelle Atkins. It's going to be a phenomenal. So be like Sam, just plug in and meet people, meet the right people, meet the wrong people. And eventually somebody like Sammy comes along and boom. And then you get back with good old redneck friend 4 years later, and then we take off, right? So if you're just tuning in, we're here with Eco Sam, Samantha Bergdahl, and she really has a passion for conservation efforts, protecting, the forest, the ecosystem. And she's out there in Belize. She found her purpose through that experience in Belize, found the right people to support, and here we are. So let's dive in a little bit more about specifically, what you're doing and how folks can tap into it. So I want to talk about your business model because it's really a little different. I love it. I'm a fan of, creating new stuff, right? So you talk, why structure this so revenue funds land acquisition, right? So you're raising revenue for land acquisition. So why ownership? Explain your model a little bit because it's unique and how it works a little bit.
Well, ownership under the right owner means that it's long-term protection. So my goal is that land stays wild forever. That land is home to many animals, from insect size all the way up to jaguars. It's a habitat and it's essential, and it is a rainforest, and the ecosystems rely on it. The mycelium underneath the soil relies on it. And as soon as we start ripping those trees up, burning, slashing, and planting new things, we're affecting the biodiversity. We're affecting the homes. That I imagine literally like a bird flies away, the bulldozer comes in, and it comes back, it's looking for its home, and it's gone. What if there's a nest in a tree that is now doesn't exist anymore? So my goal is that land stays wild for eternity.
I'm looking through your prints. That's why I got awkward time. So if you go on screen, you can see the prints. These are really good. I mean, really well. Yeah. And I'm jealous. I can't even draw a stick.
I actually, if I may make a shameless plug for anyone who's following my Instagram or LinkedIn, over the course of March, I'm going to be getting my followers involved in helping me choose the next 10 to 13 images for a new collection. So there'll be another collection available starting in April. And I'm also working on some journals with a design that really means something to me, because journaling's been a huge part of helping me through this process as well.
Yeah, and it's helped me too, because I started bidding one day. You're like, did you journal that? I'm like, no. And I did. I'm like, okay. See, I'm coachable. I'll try anything at least once, mostly.
You did, and it helped, right?
Anything but sushi. I'm sorry, guys. I'm too country. But hey, you eat your sushi with a smile. I'm good. All right. So on that note, you have mentioned before, like circular economy thinking, right? So break that down again simply. Hey, how does it apply here?
Yeah, I mean, circular economy is one of those things I feel is really important. I think that we have the knowledge to apply it to more businesses, and it's something that I'm still learning more about, but it's really about designing businesses to give back, not just to take. So whether that, in this case, for example, it's, I'm partnered with a print company who is very well aligned in all of my values. So they're very sustainable, net carbon zero. They have their own circular practices. They also have a World Land Trust. But circular economy can be applied into many businesses. Even like everyone loves drinking beer, right? So what do we do with the waste that comes from creating that beer? We can actually create fertilizer with it. Thank you, D. Scott. So there's, I really am stepping into the world of learning more about circular economy and how it can benefit us long term, because I feel like many businesses are being created to create as much profit as possible for the people that are in the business, and they're not thinking about the long-term effects of what that business can cause for the rest of the world.
And it sounds smart and it sounds profitable. Like it's win-win-win. It's not like, oh well, we're going to save the trees and waste money. No, you're like, no, we can reduce landfill waste, we can repurpose things and kind of recycle to the next level is what I hear. Is that the
Yeah,
most
we
country way
can
to put
create
it?
more products with waste products instead of just letting it rot on the ground, right?
Right.
It may
Right.
not have the traditional very quick profits idea that many people are looking for, but I feel like, especially in Belize, the motto is go slow. So how can we apply that to life in general? Let's move a bit slower and let's create something that's better for the planet, better for us, and better for our neighbor.
Absolutely. And see, this is what I mean. It's not just, oh, just donate. And, it's like, hey, you have thought this out well. You've garnered support. And D. Scott, shout out to D. Scott Smith. Great man. Love having him in the pack. And I loved it. Again, no force. Just, hey, she's awesome. I want to know more. He reached out to you, right? And that's the amazing thing. And that's why we're doing this show, because there's so many people that want a real solution, someone who is putting their money where their mouth is, like you, going out there, doing the hard thing to build a business, to support the nonprofit while you find allies, supporters, and folks who are passionate about donating to something that just won't save a tree one time, something that will continuously help the ecosystem, something that can be duplicatable, right? I
Mhm.
think that's the word, isn't it? Easy to
It's something like
duplicate.
that. And
Hey,
now
give
that
me
I'm in it, there are actually so many people, so many land warriors, we'll call them, that are doing this in Australia, in the Amazon, in the UK. I didn't really know beforehand, but now I'm seeing there are like world land warriors everywhere. So
yeah.
lots of people to support.
Right, we only get one Earth. Kind of want to take care of it.
Mhm.
Sometimes people can go a little over the top for me. I'll be honest, but you're not one of those people, right? You're very well grounded. It makes sense, and you're always learning. You don't have all the answers, but boy, you know how to pull people together who can figure them out, and that's what's exciting. So, I want to end this. I told you it went fast. I want to end this a little bit, on my favorite topic, which is all about you, right? You're all about impact, legacy, thinking bigger, doing better, right? So again, when you said ecosystem matters more than most of us realize, emphasize on that a little bit. Why?
Because we rely on them. I mean, we are so disconnected in big cities that we don't realize that everything that is our world ecosystems we rely on, whether that is through agriculture or the air that we breathe, because trees literally suck in the carbon that we breathe out and give us oxygen. Clean water that many cities or places rely on, like here in Sartaneja, we have underground aquifers that feed the entire village and the surrounding area. It's with if you're not in and amongst it, you can forget how essential it all is. But truly, we rely on ecosystems to keep the world moving and keep the air clean and keep the water flowing for longevity for our children and our grandchildren and beyond.
So if somebody buys one of your prints, then what are they really participating in? It's not buying a print or just saving a tree. Hone in on that a little bit. What's the process when they do that? Walk us through in Skyview. Like what happens?
Well, what happens is they get a chance to bring something beautiful into their home that will last for, another century. This is museum grade art that is created. It's designed specifically for them. It's limited edition, so there's only so many of each print that's available. It gives them a chance to reconnect with nature every day as they're looking at it. I imagine somebody sitting in their home office, stuck behind a computer for, 8 to 10 hours a day. They look up at this image and they think, you know what, I'm going to go for a walk and touch some grass today. And it reminds them, hey, there's somebody like, a portion of my money for this print is going towards actually protecting a really important and essential forest. And maybe that inspires them to sign a petition that protects a natural ecosystem or wetland in their area, or take a step towards creating a garden in their backyard that helps them to touch soil and get grounded. So not only does it help them reconnect to nature and to taking small actions towards protecting it in their area, but it is also directly putting funds towards buying land just to keep it wild.
See, I'm so proud of you. I know I'm getting weird, but you make this seem easy. You put in so much work, sleepless nights, so much energy. And it's an honor to be able to share this. So everybody go to eco-sam, S-A-M, eco-sam.com. Check out the prints, share it with people who would be passionate. And, again, good art, great art, and a good cause. This is what I love your systems thinking, because it all kind of comes back full circle, right? And that's the whole point. So here's my last and most powerful question. If you, Sam, zoom out 10 years from now, what does success look like for Prints with Purpose? What's the big 10-year vision?
Thousands of acres of land saved from development. And studies that really show the animals that have been protected, the populations of animals increasing because of that land that they've been able to roam on. I have big wild dreams of even protecting some of the mangrove islands out in the Keys that are being sold just to be developed when really they should be protected. So just to see as much land as possible saved and really like what the data of that impact is.
And no doubt you'll do it. And look, it's been an honor, a privilege to be a small part of that journey, Sam. I know the same. It's 2:00. It's Tuesday. A lot of people are in the middle of work. But the Hounds took time to support listeners out there. They know somebody, and they're working toward a purpose too, right? They're not just building a business for money. A lot of us, most of us, are out there building a business that can provide time, money, and freedom. So as you said before, because I had the same heart, to go out there and write checks to support other people, right? Mm-hmm. And that's very noble. That's the whole thing. You don't have to do it, but that's the Hounds way. So you fit in here like PB&J in the same jar, my friend. So appreciate you. And again, tell folks yourself, where can they go? How can they support? Is it reposting on LinkedIn, Instagram, sharing, and purchasing, right? And other people who love art, connoisseurs of fine photography, tell them where to go.
Yeah. So I just want to say first, thank you so much, Mike. I really value you, your friendship, your invitation into the Hounds, and everyone in the Hounds is just like, what a special community to step into right at the beginning of my journey. It has been amazing, the things that have come to me through being with part of the Hounds. And it's only been 2 months. So I can't wait to see what's on the horizon. And I'm so grateful for you. For anyone who's interested in following along the journey, you can find me on Instagram at _EcoSam. There's no dash in that one, just an underscore between the and EcoSam. That's a great spot just to give some love. I post my vlog on my website, which is basically I've committed myself to a new vlog every 2 weeks just to give an update on the steps that I've taken towards this outcome, because this is something very new and I want to document the journey as we go along. It's something that doesn't happen very quickly, but it takes some time. Please check out my website, eco-sam.com. There's prints that are available. There will soon be some lower cost items like journals and a new collection coming out. So if you want to be part of helping me decide on the images for my new collection, because I have a lot of images that would work, please come and support that way. And LinkedIn is a really great place to connect with me too. So it just depends on where you like to go. You can find me on LinkedIn at like the usual linkedin.com/in/eco-sam. So that's it.
You're everywhere. Okay, folks, go to eco-sam.com. And also Women's Month. You're going to see women to watch for, folks like Sam. You're going to see a whole lot of this. And if you're out there, man and female, right? Male and female, you just want to be in the right room. You want to be around people who operate from passion and they're paying the dues and working hard. There you go. So thank you for joining us. And it's an honor having you here. It really is. This is why we built this community, to have a safe, trust first place for folks to grow and thrive. And I'm so glad it's working for you. So our invitation is more the merrier. All right. Women's Month. Go to my LinkedIn profile, Mike Asherbrenner, Redneck One. We'll put links all over the place for YouTube. Join the party. Get to know more folks like Sam and folks doing amazing things. So we got to sign off. We'll be back next week, folks. We got Dr. Stephanie Dugood. Don't miss that one. And Sam, you're amazing. So thank you so much.
You're amazing too. Thanks, everyone. And thank you, Mike.
Oh, it's going to happen. It will. Just got to go through the process. So folks, thank you for joining us. Be inspired. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next week. Time to go. Wave to everybody.
Bye. Check out the Hounds.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.